So you do deal with it, obviously, but it's such a sensitive subject, and no one likes to really talk about it or admit, oh yeah, hey, my kid, attacks us. Because it's fucking awful. And yeah, more than likely, I don't want to say this is why it is happening. Either it's been passed down, or they're being triggered, or there's something there that needs to be healed and closed out and worked through. So it can be highly triggering for the person obviously getting attacked. And you just want to do whatever you can to minimize the trauma on them. You don't want to abuse them, for how they're acting and what they're being, but you also don't want to be a doormat and get abused either. So how do you stop it in its tracks? And honestly, it's I want to say it's through jujitsu, it's through martial arts, it's through having the training of being in your center, having your wits about you, and just being prepared. And I will say that, like, at some point, it has gotten less and has gotten way, our reactions, my reactions to him being this way has changed dramatically. Like, I don't take it personally anymore. I don't take it as such a whatever, because he'll have a reaction. And again, I don't know, The Explosive Child is a book that we started with when he was younger. And you do whatever you can to minimize, but at some point, they'll just fly off the handle for no reason, right? It's very unavoidable of like, oh, this is one of his things that sets him off and all these things, but you can't avoid all of them. And as a parent, you're already bending and stretching in ways that are just like unreal. And you have to be and exist too. So just being prepared and being able to deal with it yourself is the most important thing that you can do for your child. And getting them the help and possibly medication and everything that they need. And if you don't find it, keep trying. The systems are so broken. If you find one that works, you're way ahead of the program. It might take several. So just being patient with it all, understanding that this is just how it is. And I feel like changing the behaviors in them. I mean, what kids like, hey, I want to go to therapy and work on my problems. Like, talk therapy is only so effective for a child, I believe. Because it requires their participation. I mean, it all requires their participation, and that's why it's kind of a lengthy process, because I don't know any kid that's like, yeah, let's go get some healing. Like, let's go, work on myself. And they don't want to think that anything is wrong with them. And so there's this fine line too, specifically with my son. They end up hating themselves afterwards because of what they've done and who they've hurt and how they've acted and reacted, and etc. So then there's that component of it. You don't want them to be so down on themselves that then they cause self-harm, or they have bad self-esteem and all of that. So if you're a parent dealing with this, like, my hat is off to you. Just prayers and Reiki, or sending all the love and the good vibes. I am by no means an expert at this, but I am currently in it. I feel like the worst of it, I feel like it's over, and we're still dealing with remnants of it. And it still does happen out of nowhere. Like, when they have their blow-ups and explosions, and you just have to deal with it accordingly. So, yeah. I want to say, as far as spiritually and energetically, we can do all the things. We can clear all the non-beneficial energies. We can clear all of the things that might be coming in that they're being bombarded with. And we can do that on an energetic level. We can do that on a soul level. We can do that creating the environment for the best possible success. And just having more tools can be helpful. So, yeah, if it's something you'd like to take a look at and experience on a spiritual level, there could also be something going on with your child on a very deep soul level, and maybe they are having gifts, or maybe, you know, I know my son he felt crazy talking about the things that he was experiencing and seeing on a soul level, and we've just kind of normalized everything, like nothing is really bad, because he knows he shouldn't hurt people. You don't have to tell him that. You know, it's always so tricky when it comes to kids, and every kiddo is different. So if you're a parent, you're doing amazing. Keep going. I want to say it gets easier. It just morphs into the next thing, though. I have a younger one that is on the spectrum, and I just hope he's not picking up some of this stuff, which is always your fear of when this stuff is happening. But they're all so different, and they all require different needs, different situations, different approaches, different, you know, support. So I guess that's my timer.